Hi again, and welcome to Mr. Snyder's psychology course. Today we're going to be talking about social development of adolescents. And your learning targets, with the sub-targets included: analyze the two factors that make adolescence a time of stress and storm. I'm guessing you can glean from that it's going to be biology and psychology. Identify the main reason why relationships change with parents during adolescence, and identify the main reason why relationships with peers are so important to adolescents. STURM und DRANG is the German, I believe, for storm and stress. And it has to do with biology and psychology. Research suggests that hormonal changes of adolescence really affects activity levels, mood swings, and aggressive tendencies that many adolescents have. But in the whole nature-nurture debate, contemporary studies suggest that cultural and social influences may have more of an effect on adolescent behavior. Adolescents' brains are different. They're still developing, not necessarily cognitive-wise or thinking, but even the physical nature of the brain. Different parts are different sizes, which makes you act certain ways during adolescence. Psychologically, adolescence ends when people become adults and take on adult responsibilities, and that is a process that we do all throughout adolescence, is taking on more and more adult responsibilities. Technically, legally, you're an adult at 18, but how long adolescence lasts varies with each individual. Until you become an adult, and whatever that operational definition of adult is, whenever you become that, you are out of adolescence. Most teenagers face the many, many challenges of adolescence and cope with them successfully, but not without some help from, it helps to have a good social and support network around you of friends, family, and trusted adults like Mr. Snyder. Why are relationship with parents changing during adolescence? Well, parents and adolescents conflict in attitudes because adolescents are changing human beings. They want to go out and have more independence, which means less time spent with the family. It also means greater emotional attachment outside, or to people outside of the family, you know, with friends and other people that teenagers run across. And it means more activities outside the home, and that may be difficult for parents to accept, that their little boy or little girl is not that little boy or little girl anymore. Adolescents who actually have a good relationship and feel close to their parents tend to show greater self-reliance and independence than those who are very distant from their parents. And technically, parents and adolescents share a lot of their views. Whether you know it or not, your parents' views affect yours. You're either taking on your parents' views, or you are actively rebelling against your parents' views. So either way, they affect how you think. And adolescents typically tend to interact with their mothers more than with their fathers. They think of their mother as more of emotional support and an easier person to go to during the times and the problems with adolescence.
Change is a normal part of life. Many changes affect families in significant ways: divorce, moving, job loss, and sometimes change is just a normal part of growing up.
So how many couples are we talking about?
Well, for most of her life, Lauren had a great relationship with her mom until she turned 13.
We fought all the time. I felt like we would fight almost every day, and it was usually screaming, yelling, drag-out fights.
And that change, the disagreements and fights, had Lauren turning to others for support.
I started hanging out with my friends more. I wanted more to do with my friends than I did with my family, especially my mother.
The change in Lauren's life has a name. It's called adolescence, growing up, a time when teens try to become more independent from their parents. While the quest for independence can be stressful, It's also perfectly normal.
It's that age when you want to get away from your parents and do things on your own. I think it was just we both wanted to be in control. She wanted to be in control of her life, and I still wanted to have some control over her life.
After talking with friends and her dad, Lauren figured out that she didn't really hate her mom.
I enjoyed spending time with my friends more than I enjoyed spending time with her. And it wasn't because of who she was. Like, it wasn't her personally. It was just my parents versus my friends and which one I would rather spend more time with.
And slowly, over weeks and then months, her mom had to accept that her daughter was growing up. And Lauren had to stop pushing her mom away.
And our relationship changed, I think, because she finally relaxed and we started to work out. I tried not to scream at her. I tried not to get mad at her because she was growing up to be a young woman. And I realized that, this is a good thing. And, for a while I fought it. I love her a lot. She's I consider her one of my good friends. I can talk to her about anything.
Lastly, the relationship with peers becomes ever so important during adolescence. Adolescents value loyalty as the most key aspect of a friendship, and adolescents usually choose friends who are similar to themselves in age, background, family, background, where you come from, educational goals, and attitudes actually towards controversial stuff like drinking, drug use, and sexual activity. You choose your friends based on your views on those things. And just to define what these are, cliques and crowds are two very different things. Cliques are peer groups of about 5 to 10 people who spend a great amount of time together, and a larger group of people who do not spend as much time together but share the same attitudes and sort of group identity are called a crowd. So it's good to know the difference between those two definitions. And that's all I have for you today. We'll finish up Chapter 11 next time, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.